You guys aren't talking. It must not be started yet.
It started already, but
Ah,
you know, Ricksta has. He said something about something.
Riggy.
What?
Hey, tell me when. Touch the tip of your nose when it goes. Oh fuck!
What did you do?
That's bad news. There's like
What'd
a
you do?
million echoes. Okay, I'll fix it.
Hold your website.
Yeah, it's only
Yo,
No,
did you make a taco thing? Oh, never mind. Somebody else did.
Oh, Taco Bell? Sumo?
Yeah. Wait, is that actually from Taco Bell?
Yeah,
Wow, look at Ricksta's beard. Holy shit!
What?
He's got a huge beard now.
What? You look hella like John.
Okay, let me see if I do this right.
Fuck bomb.
Oh, Bobby,
Yeah,
I'll
alright.
set that off.
Okay, I'm gonna close that. That worked. That worked. Let me just adjust this here. And boom. All right, internet. It's Thursday. You're watching ATP Live, and my name is Eris. What is that?
Just something I'm blocking the screen with real quick.
Why? Are you naked?
Yeah.
Okay, good. That's good. My name's Eris. I think I said that already. And you're watching ATP Live, etc., etc. I'm joined once again by Rip. What's up, Rip? How's it going, man?
What up? Going alright. It's too hot.
Is it? Dude, I'm telling you, man, central air. Praise the sun. And I'm
I can't
also...
believe the person that lives in the worst part of
Right.
town has AC.
It's true. Well, I don't know. Okay. I think between Ricksta's town and my town, it's a photo finish. We both live in kind of ghetto areas. But honestly, I think my town's better than Ricksta's. Plus, I have a gated community. And it's central air. Right? Central AC. I mean, what else do you want? Fucking Exhibit A, Exhibit B. Fucking case closed, dude. You live in the ghetto. Anyway.
If it's based off AC, then hell yeah.
Isn't it? Isn't that
Yeah.
how they judge, you know, the social ladder or whatever? Okay. Ricksta, how's it going? Did he leave?
Good. I'm eating
What are you eating?
meat.
Ooh, hot beef injection?
Mm-hmm.
So there's all kinds of things that we got to talk about this week because there's lots of little news. You know, Evo's coming up in 2 weeks. Comic-Con's next week. Lots of little things are happening. Pop bonuses here. You know, all kinds of stuff going on. Panels. You know, people coming. Announcements of people coming to Evo. That's going to be really interesting. Also, you know, commentators are starting to be selected and they're talking about stuff like that. So lots of stuff to talk about. And we were discussing before the show started how we should kind of cover all these things. And we decided that probably the best way to do it is just go by game. And so let's just start at the top. What's the top, Rip?
Mortal Kombat X patch.
Ooh, yeah, that's the big one. That's the big one. I woke up this morning, got out of bed, looked around, and I realized once again the NRS community is just up in arms, bumping into each other, trying to figure out what got normalized. Usually patches don't come out on Thursdays as far as I remember. Do you guys know if it's ever happened on a day other than Tuesday?
This is
I
the
don't know.
first, actually.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's a
I mean,
little peculiar.
I thought it was gonna come out. I was expecting a patch to come out this Tuesday with
Right.
Predator.
Exactly, with Predator. And you know what? It still might. For all we know, there might be another patch. I think that chances are that is what's going to happen. I think that maybe this was like an emergency top Tanya normalization. And I don't know. Let's just go over the patch. It came out today. I got it. I tried things out a little bit. I know that one of your characters, Rip, Liu Kang, was affected. Let's go over the changes. What changed?
Dude, I mean, the description that they put out, man, I wish I had that tab open right now. Does anyone have that link? Oh, I got it right here. Okay, here we go. It says, fix the bug where the recovery on Shaolin Flame and Shaolin Inferno was using the other's values. Like, I don't know what that means, but all that it actually happened, because I tried it out, was that his power-up thing now, where he, like, turns on the Flame Fists, that shit is way slower to recover now.
Mm-hmm.
But you can still special cancel it into specials. So he still has some of the pressure he had before, but it's harder to do now. And like a lot of his combos don't work now. Like before he could do forward 4-4 and two windmill punches and power on into another forward 4-4. That doesn't connect anymore.
You need to do specials instead of normals.
Basically. And it's
Okay.
hard. Like the windmill punch special cancel out of it is pretty difficult. I don't know why. The rest of the specials are pretty easy to cancel. I don't know why.
You know, another change that seems like a weird change, right? Not super obvious how it works and stuff. But you know, the Devora change also is a kind of an interesting change. What they did is they made it so that the bug cancels are a little bit easier to do, but only on hit. So if
Yeah.
you're doing the combo, it's going to be a little bit easier to do. But if it's block pressure, it's a little bit harder to do by 2 frames. And that's a really interesting way to solve. Well, I mean, I don't know if I want to call it a problem, but it's pretty clear to me that what they're saying is we don't want you to use these cancels in block pressure. We want you to use them for combos and hit pressure, you know, to convert. So
Unless you're Scorpion, then you can't do that shit.
you can't use it to convert? And what's it
just
for
saying,
now?
like, you
I don't know
I
what
don't
it's for
understand.
now.
I mean, I don't understand why, like, the run cancel stuff, it looked like when they passed it out, they took it out of both Devora and Scorpion. It looked like a universal kind of system thing that they were looking to do. And now they put it back in for Devora, like, oh, wait, you can have it for combos, but not for block pressure. But Scorpion, he can't.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, why didn't they put that back for him?
So you're saying that they could do the same thing for Scorpion?
Right? Just on hit, not on block.
Yeah, I don't see
Right?
why
I
not.
don't see why not. Right? Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
So, I don't
Maybe
know.
that is something that'll happen on Tuesday for all we know. That's an interesting thing you brought up.
Yeah, I don't know.
So what other changes? Did any of your other characters, or Ricky, did any of your characters get affected? Oh, Shinnok, right?
His was pretty big actually. The nerf to his EX or enhanced fireballs.
The up skulls.
Yeah, so it's no longer like a block string, you know, and that one was pretty fucked up. So
Yeah.
I can agree with it, but I mean it's plus like 12 or something, right? So you still get pressure after it. It's just
So-
not guaranteed, I think.
Let's clarify what it was like before. So originally the up skulls, which is a 3-hit, and you can EX meter burn each hit of the fireball. That meter burn explosion used to be plus enough frames for you to be able to do forward 2, and it would be a true block string. As in, the only way out is if you do an alpha counter. Otherwise, you can't even armor out. But now they normalize the EX explosion, so it's less plus frames on block, allowing you to be able to armor out. And I tested that myself today, and it does work. You can armor out of the... previously, it was like Shinnok got 40% on block or something. But now, it's not actually a combo. It's just a frame trap. So, yeah, I agree. And you don't think it really damages the character all that much, do you? You think it's fair, right, Ricky?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it was pretty big in terms. It was pretty big to his game overall, you know. And now it just kind of it nerfed it a little bit, but it still made it relevant. Like you can still meter burn it, and now it's kind of just what are they gonna do? You know, now it's a mix-up right there. So rather than a forced block string, so I like that, I guess.
It seems pretty like this is kind of how they want the game to be. There aren't that many forced true block strings in the game, and there are quite a few forced mix-up situations in the game. So it kind of suits the philosophy of the rest of the game, at least. So, all right, that's that. Tanya is the huge one. Up until today, Tanya was considered... Tanya is top Tanya until today. She fell. Now, the question is... how hard did she fall? I know they took away invincibility from the teleport, which is what I suggested that they do a couple of days ago, but the funny thing is that, you know, it's not really a teleport. Now it's more like an air dash type of a thing, because you can hit her in the middle of the teleport. But they changed other things too. The airborne, if you do a raw teleport, not only does it not have invincibility, but if you land on the ground after the teleport, you have more recovery off of a raw teleport. Also, I think they made more recovery on the air fireball for Pyromancer. And there are a few other minor changes. So what are your thoughts? You've played Tanya more than any of us have, Ricky. What are your thoughts on the character now and before?
Well, she got something that Devora kind of has. You know how it's on hit, she can do stuff, but on block she can't or whatever. So in this one, after an air teleport, if you do a jumping attack, right, like say jump in 2, and it gets blocked, you can't do anything afterwards.
Really?
So yeah. So I mean, you're stuck in like 10 recovery frames. So it's like
only on block.
Only on block or whiff. So so you can't do it as like a pressure thing. You know, like before what you were able to do is like, you know, string, teleport, make them block this jump in 2, and then keep putting on pressure. But now you can't do that.
Special canceling.
Yeah.
What about... go ahead.
No, so it makes just her air teleports even like a little bit more risky even, because not only are you vulnerable in the air, but now it's like if they block that, then you know I don't think I tested. At least you can't get hit by anything 7 frames. So you're safe, but now you have to deal with the mix-up basically because you cannot really do anything.
So what about in the situation like before Tanya would be able to jump in on you, do a jump in punch, teleport, and do another punch on the other side? So she can't do that kind of stuff for offense anymore?
Wait, say that again. Jump in, teleport.
She used to be able to do a jump in, and if you blocked it, she would be able to teleport, cancel the jump in, and go on the other side and do another jump in.
I haven't tested that yet, so I'm not too sure how that works.
But you do understand the scenario.
Yeah.
So if the nerf works the way you said it does, then she won't be able to pressure after the second jump in.
Based on the patch
only
notes,
on the
it
second
sounds like that's not.
What's that?
On the patch notes though, it says that off of block jumping you cannot 2-in-1 cancel.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so it sounds like she wouldn't be able to.
She used to be able to.
Right. That's why the patch notes are listing
Oh,
it.
shit. So if you block a jump in, she can't 2-in-1 that into a teleport.
That's what it's saying.
Ooh.
It says you can no longer chain into ground attacks or 2-in-1 special cancel after landing from a teleport after a blocked jump attack.
Wow. That is pretty interesting. I didn't
There was
know
a lot
that.
of words that I never understood.
Crazy.
I read that one. I'm like, I don't understand what that means.
It's
I read
they
like
do it
that
on
time.
purpose. They use words like normalize. You know
Dude,
what does
I mean,
normalize mean? It's
look
so
at this shit, dude.
it's so good. It's so
Tanya, slight damage scaling adjustments.
good. Boom! Suck my dick. I don't have to tell you shit.
Yeah, it does. Way
You
more
don't even
damage,
know-
or way
you don't
less
even
damage.
know-
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know which direction they took that damage. Just a
That's
slight
what's
somewhere
beautiful.
in
That's
the
what's
direction.
beautiful. Patch notes. Patch notes. Man, these guys are such trolls, dude. It's crazy. It comes out on Thursday. Maybe it'll come out on Friday. Who knows? Maybe they'll patch it in the middle of the tournament between
That's what I want.
Saturday and Sunday.
Not even that. I want it in the middle of top 8. Like,
Yeah, dude.
in losers finals, old patch. In grand finals, new patch.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so there were other changes as well. One thing that I thought was pretty surprising, and we all probably can agree, Tempest Kung Lao was very... I mean, I don't even get what the change is. It says that it went from plus 20-something to plus 13 or 17.
Yeah, plus
12.
27 to plus 12.
Yeah, so, but before you were able to armor afterwards. But then someone in the chat told me you were only able to armor afterwards if they did a specific something something. Now you can armor after everything. So, I don't know, but they mildly...
I still don't think you can. I still don't think you can armor out of. You're talking about if they do the hat thing and on block, right? You can armor afterwards.
Yeah,
Or
if you
you say-
block the hat, I think if you block the hat, you can armor the next move.
No, you can't. Not
So
not,
then-
not previously. Because plus 27, you couldn't armor shit. So it was a free. You were able to run up a little bit before you even did your next string, and they couldn't do anything about it.
That
What
was
about-
the EX hat only, though, right?
Yeah, EX
Yeah,
hat.
this is all concerning the EX hat because regular hat's -3 on block.
Right.
So they made it so that it's not as punishable or not as advantage on the block. So now it's kind of like if they even try to do the run up thing, you can armor through or but I still think he gets his block string pressure. It's just he can't push you towards the corner more. So
I was testing it today, and it seems like if you do the jab, and people in the chat are also saying that, if you do the jab string, I think it's 1-1, 2-1-2, it's still, you can't armor out of it. But
Yeah.
wait a minute, can you armor before it on block?
you can anytime. Well, actually, I don't know because the way I did it was anytime I saw like that 3-hit string right with the kick. There's a kick, punch, and then hat. You can always armor through the hat.
Yeah, but
But-
not after the hat.
Yeah, unless.
So what's the point of this nerf? It seems so odd. You still can't armor.
I mean, technically, they're forced to, I think, do a certain string now, or else risk getting armored. But it's one of those things where it's like, I'm not really. He's still. It didn't hurt his tier listing. Standard.
Yeah, people right now are thinking that Evo is going to be a shitload of Tempest Kung Laos. So
Top 8, man. It's gonna be 7 of them.
I don't know if that's true. I'm thinking, honestly, what I think is that, first of all, we talked about it last week, it's super fucked up for dedicated tournament players that the game will likely be changed once again before Evo. But for like the random spectator, I think it's probably a good thing. I have a feeling that a lot of people will come out of the woodworks and will bring maybe characters that have been slept on. There will be, the brackets, you never know. I mean, it's just one tournament and the game is changing so much right from under our feet that some upsets will happen. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping upsets happen. I'm hoping randoms do well. And, you know, the reason I hope for that is because the game, it's, you know, when the game comes out and people say, is this a good tournament game or not? The ones that are not a good tournament game usually are the ones where they say, this game's kind of random. You know, we don't like it because it's random, right? Well, MK10 came out. This game, it's not random, right? Except it is random because next week, it's going to be a different game. And the week after that, randomly, it's going to be a different game. And the week after that, it's going to be a different game. So, as a competitor, it kind of is becoming really fucking random. It's hard to predict what's going to go where. It's hard to predict what characters will be normalized or even how. So, I don't know. It's hard to tell. One thing's for sure, though. I predict that this Evo will be really spicy. People will get butthurt when it comes to MK10. There will be upsets. I think maybe, I mean, I'm sure we're going to see the best players. The best players are going to be there, but I think there's going to be some weirdos in the top 8 that maybe got in there questionably, you know? We'll see. That's what I'm hoping.
I'm thinking of Mortal Kombat 9, and like, was there anyone in there where you thought like, who the hell was this guy and how did he get there?
Wasn't
like,
it one of the? Wasn't it actually either DJT or MIT?
Yeah, it was DJT. I remember because
it was one of them.
I know it's DJT because I saw his name up there. He was in winners, and his name was Denzel Terry. And I'm like, who the fuck is this scrubby ass Sub-Zero player in top 8 doing hella good?
I remember that. I remember everyone saying this top 8 was pretty much what we expected, except who is this Denzel Terry guy? And looky look, this guy is the best MK10 player on the planet. He's fucking everyone up. So, I don't know. I will see. I think that players, like I said last time, players that are more dedicated to Mortal Kombat 10 as opposed to dedicated to a specific character, those are the players that are going to have an advantage here. Because no matter what NRS throws at them, they're going to be like, whatever, I got Kung Lao. Whatever, I got Tanya. You know, like they got multiple characters in their pockets. Sub-Zero, Scorpion, whatever. So, I can expect that they'll do well, but I think the character specialists... Also, there's the factor of Perfect Legend. You know, a lot of people have been giving him a lot of heat because he hasn't gone to any majors and he's been focusing on ESL, you know?
Did you see that chat log between Spooky and Perfect Legend?
I didn't read too much about it, but I heard that they had some words. Spooky mentioned that he called him out, more or less, for not going.
Which is funny because he called him out, Perfect Legend, then subs to Spooky's channel just to reply to him. And then Spooky calls him out and then says, "Thanks for the $5, bro. Thanks for subbing."
Well, I mean, dude,
that's pretty funny.
You know, as much shit as we like to talk, let's face it, tactics are tactics, and this guy's trying to win money. ESL's for a lot of money, and he's looking at the game like, dude, look at these guys. How am I going to compete with these Yomi clowns? You know, they're like dominating every tournament. Let me go under the radar and try to go for this ESL shit. And you know he's going to go for Evo. And to be honest with you, you know, it's not like I'm like the biggest PL fan in the whole world. I'm not the president of the fan club, but I think it's a good strap because no one's even really seen him play offline very much. But we've seen DJT and MIT and fucking Michelangelo and all these clowns. We've seen them a million times, over and over and over, every week and every major, right? Who the fuck's seen Perfect Legend? He's going to come out of nowhere at Evo and he's going to try and take another belt, you know? So why not? The way I've always been like a tactician. I like strategy. I like tactics. I've always really respected sandbagging and shit, and that's kind of what he's doing. Right? So, more power to him. I mean, fuck it. He's got a sponsor and he wants to win. So, I don't know. I don't really hate on him as much as more people, other people, I should say, do.
I mean, shit, this might be the way you have to do it for NRS games, too, because this character has barely gotten touched.
Exactly.
Damn, that's why?
Exactly.
He wasn't showing it? Ooh.
Don't go to tournaments. Don't win until the big one where you can show off how cheap a character is. That's why DJT's fucking it up for him. I bet you Perfect Legend's like texting DJT like, yo, fuck off, man. Stop winning.
Yo, and seriously though, like, you know, like what Eris is saying though, I mean, I think this is a great strat to focus on ESL. I mean, ESL is $100,000 plus, right? I mean, it's plus. I don't think it's just the $100,000. And like he qualified, he's making sure he's getting in there every Sunday. So if he's gonna stay home for Sundays to make sure he gets into ESL, like obviously he can't go to all these events necessarily, right? So I think, you know, it was a good choice, and especially since ESL, a lot of the players that were good, they tried the first ESL and they were like, F this, I ain't even going to try in this thing, right? So obviously lesser players who stuck around are going to advance in it. So basically it's going to be a worse top 16 for more money at ESL.
I mean, it's really a fucking clown show if you ask me. ESL is a total fucking joke in my opinion. It's a shitload of absurd amount of money for a game played online that doesn't work online. It's a total circus. I mean, where's the tent? It's a joke, you know? And look at look at the presentation with the suits and the fucking weird. I mean, it's a joke. The whole thing's a clown show. I can't tolerate it at all. I'm gonna say it now. ESL sucks 6 dicks. That shit sucks. I can't stand it. It sucks. When I try to watch it, I think, okay, what's the redeeming quality here? It's not cool to listen to, and it's not cool to watch. It sucks. I mean,
I think it's okay to watch sometimes.
I hate it. I hate it. I watch Spooky every time. Every time. I open it, I leave a tab open to keep the numbers high because I like fighting games, but I think it sucks.
I usually keep the volume pretty low, when I watch. But honestly, I do watch because I like watching Sonic Fox play.
I mean, I like watching Sonic Fox play too, but it's like I'm not talking about the player. I'm talking about the presentation. You know, the presentation, I don't think it's good. I think they blew it. I think they blew it.
You don't like how they teach you how to play a character in those little like those little like
cool, man. I'm a fan of those things.
I think the idea is good, but I think the execution is a little bit questionable. And I also think that you shouldn't give that much money away online. I think they should have put more of that money towards Evo, or more of that money towards, you know, right now they're bragging about how cool it is that Evo has, what is it, 300,000 or 500,000 or something dollars total among all the games. Yeah. I mean, that's a really, really cool achievement, and I think that's something that Evo should be really proud of, because it's a fighting game tournament that brings together all these humans in person and runs an absurdly large bracket. And now we're doing all this work, and it's something that deserves headlines. We got all this money. The total pot is huge. So, I don't know. I think I would have liked to have seen it go towards something more... You know, who the fuck is ESL? I never even heard of it prior to this, right? So I feel like NetherRealm supporting them is kind of weird. I would like for them to support Evo, because Evo's been around for 12 years, you know? So, and they are supporting Evo, which is good. I just think that overall, you know, Evo and the other grassroots tournaments are more important than something like, you know, ESL. I don't know. My opinion, perhaps I'm super off. What are your thoughts on the whole thing? I mean, we might as well go around the room.
I like ESL. I just don't like their implementation of it. Like to me, like I've been watching it because I've been commentating Wednesday night fights for Vi, right? And so last night was the first time where, like, you know, Wednesday night fights off season right now. So I watched it, and I was like grossed out because it was like, I thought, I'm trying not to be too rude here, but I thought things were gonna get better with experience, you know, and it just hasn't. Really. It just hasn't really. And I haven't watched it for like 6 weeks or so, and I came back and it's the same. I'm like. In fact, I think it's worse now than it was when it started. And
yeah,
so,
it's gotten worse. I think I think so. I think that those, you know, I talked about it already. Compton and Godspeed are good guys. We hang out, we look at flowers. I've talked to these guys, and let me tell you something. Having a conversation with the two of these guys is much better than hearing them commentate. I don't know why, when they're commentating, they do not behave the way they do when they're talking. It's like weird. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it overall, and I agree with you. And I think that's interesting because, you know, it affected the top 8 at CEO as well, which happened this last weekend. You know, CEO happened. We didn't even mention it, did we? Was that last weekend?
That was last
weekend.
Yeah,
see, we didn't even fucking mention it because Mortal Kombat top 8 was such an excruciating snooze. I mean, it was Tanya's flying all over the place, and nobody gave a shit. People were cheering when it did not get reset. I mean, it's really like, uh-oh. I mean, it's the elephant in the room, right?
They were counting how many teleports were going on in the teleport mirror match.
Not good. Not good. It's the elephant in the room right now. People are talking mad shit about Mortal Kombat just fucking killing itself like crazy. The patches coming out and stuff. And I don't know. I mean, I still think it's going to be a really, really entertaining top 8 at Evo because I believe that all this patching is going to cause a shakeup. You know, I think that someone will come out of nowhere and we'll maybe even see some shit that we've never seen before. Some motherfucker that's never streamed before has some really cheap shit. It could happen, you know, especially when you consider how much it seems the game is being altered by what's obviously good. Like, look at what happened. 5 days ago, 4 out of fucking 8 were top Tanya. And 5 days later, boom, she's nerfed. It's like super crazy. So if that's the way it works, if they're nerfing based on results like that, what about the perfect legends out there who are not showing their shit? I mean, I don't know. The Evo could be dope. Evo could be super dope. You know, and I have high hopes for it. So we'll see about that.
I'm hoping something happens to anyone with the name Yomi in their name.
What do you mean something happens? Like Nancy Kerrigan shit? Like, damn, fucking take out the knees,
that would be
boom.
sick. Just take a golden joystick and swing it at the legs.
Damn. We gotta hire assassins and shit. Damn, Evo's getting so much money that people are gonna start doing that shit.
Whoa.
Damn. Internet. Okay, so what else? What else about Mortal Kombat are we forgetting? Oh, you know what? I have to bring it up. I pulled this up just a few minutes ago, but you guys know DJT. We talked about him already. He's like one of the best players in the world, probably the best in the country right now. He put out a tier list for MK10. Funny thing is, he put it out yesterday, and it's probably completely fucked up now. So really funny. You don't even want to make a tier list these days in a game like this. Let alone, oh my God, what about if you're a content creator and you went through all this trouble making a tutorial or maybe a combo video? None of that shit is worth it's not even worth dog shit. It doesn't even work.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But if you're a real content creator, you're going to do it every time with the patches too and make hella CPM.
Yeah, sure you are.
I guess.
So this guy... Go ahead.
I'll just say I hate looking at. I want to look for like a Kodokan combo video, right? I go on YouTube and it's like from 2 months ago. I'm like, those combos probably don't even work now. I don't even want to watch
it's tough. It's really tough.
I hate that. I hate that feeling.
It's really tough. You gotta have like an entire department to research things for you while you sit back and play. You know, it's really there's a lot of old news. Things change a lot. It's very weird. But, you know, this guy put out the tier list, and I think it's pretty interesting. You know, he put Tanya on top, but forget that. For Kung Lao,
his brother still thinks Tanya's top 5, by the way.
Top 5, huh?
Yeah, and his brother's the one that plays Tanya.
Kobujitsu, man.
I think Kobujitsu... I mean, I said from the beginning Kobujitsu's the best variation. So.
That's the one with Rekka Kens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought I had the best moves.
It seems like it's the best now, but I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, I just thought that before this patch, she just was clearly from another world. She's just like totally from another world. What is she doing? You can't even do that. It's crazy. She's flying around, you know, like a Guilty Gear character or something, air dashing and shit. And she still does have the mobility, so who knows? Who knows? But, you know, the rest of his tier list is here, and, you know, I think it's pretty interesting. Some of the things up here that I think are kind of peculiar are Quan Chi is really high. One of the things he mentioned is that he has the best comeback factor, which is reasonable, makes sense, and, you know, pretty cool. Kenshi being that high is interesting to me. Cassie Cage seems kind of around where she belongs, but... You know, definitely. What about Liu Kang? Liu Kang's super low. That's kind of weird. You know? And then Ferrator. Look how low Ferrator is. And Kodo Khan that low as well. You know?
Yeah. I mean, some of them on the bottom, I feel like it's either they haven't experiment with the character enough, or, you know, they just are so focused on the top side that like the bottom half is like, well, I don't even know how good this character is.
Let's just throw him down there. You know, it's pretty... that's the thing, you know. We mentioned how the game is being normalized, right? But there's something else Paco Stevens said in my chat room. Now, you know the rules. If Paco Stevens says it in a chat room, it's probably bullshit, right? But he said that... I'll tell you this. Before the Reptile patch, he told me you should play the one that's invisible. Invisible Reptile is the one, right? And I was like, yeah, talking shit, Paco Stevens, right? And when they normalized it, he said the thing that they fixed was every time you turn invisible, it stacks the defensive buff. So if you turn invisible a bunch of times, at the end, you take no damage. I don't know if that's true or how true it is or what, but that is like super fucking cheap. He said it's like super broken, or people don't know how broken it was, or something like that, right? And I'm thinking, like, this is just one guy. What about other stuff in the game like this? Something must exist. So that's why I believe in Evo being, super fun to watch. Benny Hill shit, So, I don't know. That's what I'm looking forward to. But what else? Anything else for Mortal Kombat, or are we going to move on? They got the pop bonus. How much is it?
50, I think?
50, I think?
50,000 smackaroos. That's a shitload.
They have 1,100 players at Evo.
Yeah, that's a shitload too. That's a lot. Over 1,000 is something that, not many games have done historically. So, props to MK10, that's for sure. On the topic of pot bonuses, I have to bring up Killer Instinct. So, I've been saying how surprised I am at the entrance, but surprised, I feel like, is not necessarily the word. I think that it is. If it wasn't for the money, that's how many entrants I would expect would be at Evo. But that much money being spread across top 32 for a game that only has 300 and some change entrants means, and I read about this somewhere, each entrant is worth like $120, $170 or something. Your odds of getting a good bracket or running into people that are not that good are very high. 25th place gets like $200 or $300. 25th place gets $200 or $300. I've gotten 9th place a lot of times without that much effort in my life. It's not like I had to bend over backwards to get 9th place at Evo. You beat 1 or 2 good players and you're in 9th place at Evo, right? I mean, I don't know. That's what's shocking to me. I think that I would like to think that more of the cutthroat players out there like Justin Wong and, all those guys, the guys that are solid, Chris G, all those guys, that's the game to play. Killer Instinct is the game to play. Your odds are much better of bringing home the bacon if you're playing KI. Your thoughts on that one? I know, Ricky, you were mentioning you had something to say about it.
Well, I guess because you dialed back on the shocked part, because I'm not shocked at the numbers at all, just mainly because it's on Xbox One. I think that is the main thing holding it back.
Yeah.
If they had the PC release that they already announced the beginning of this year, I don't know how big,
different
how much
story,
bigger,
right?
Yeah, I don't know how much bigger it would have gotten, but it would definitely not be 397, which isn't that bad, honestly. It's almost 400.
No, it's not bad at all. But I mean, you have to look at it as the number of people that are there now. I mean, every game should grow.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the one positive thing you can gain out of it is that the game actually got more entrants this year than it did last year.
Mm-hmm.
And so for a game that's in its second year, even though it's a kind of a new game now, I think that's a good thing, no matter what. The thing where you're talking about Chris G or Justin, though, I think that Killer Instinct is probably not a game they can play year round, because it's not a game that's going to be paying out as big, during the what would you call it, the off season, right? The tournament off season. So they might just lose interest in the game. They want to concentrate more on Ultra or Marvel or whatever. And so when it comes back again and they realize, who the fuck is this tree character? I've never seen this guy before.
Good point.
It's like, I don't want to try to learn it all over again. I think that's kind of the rationale they might be going through.
Could be.
I think a lot of the I don't know what you call them, but like the transition players, like the Capcom guys who try out KI and MKX, etc. Like those guys right now, Capcom Pro Tour is obviously really big. Street Fighter 5 is coming out, they got that. But then I think a big thing that turns them off of learning new games is that those games get patched all the time. And Killer Instinct right now is essentially just as bad as NRS is. I mean, they've got a new character coming like every month or something, and then there's constant balance patches along the way. So, I mean, I tried keeping up with KI when Season 2 just started, and I was only like 2 characters behind. I was like, I can pick that up in no time. But they had rebalanced so much already, I was like, oh boy, I don't know what the hell's going on. Maybe I'll get on the next character. And I tried getting back in around Riptor and Argonos, the tree character. And I actually learned both of those characters, and I played it for like that one day each, and I was like, there's still too much shit I don't know about right now. And it's just like, I wasn't bothered to really relearn all of it. It's just, it's an evolving game that's constantly changing. So it's not, like Ricky said, it's not something you can play all year round that's like going to have constant payout. And even still, the payouts didn't happen for KI until like 2 months ago, whatever it was, when they announced that, that those packs to add the money in. So there was no money in the game before that when all these like 6 other characters came in with all these balance patches.
That's really interesting the way that happened. I mean, there was like no money in the game. Xbox essentially was dead. And out of nowhere, they pumped so much money in the game that now it goes from there's no reason to play this to, I really should have fucking played this. You know,
should have practiced.
I really should have kept playing this because there's so much. I'm telling you, internet, I've been to a lot of Evos, and these guys will tell you, 9th place, 13th place, 15th, 17th. That's not that hard to do.
It's pretty hard.
It's not that hard to do.
It's hard to do now, especially with these numbers. But in Killer, I don't know how many of these Killer Instinct players are.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking to the average schmohawk. I'm saying, someone who's good, a seasoned fighting game player. Like either of us or anyone out there who's been entering tournaments for a long time. You're able to execute in the clutch. 9 out of the 10 guys in that tournament are going to be the kind of guys that when it comes down to the wire, they're going to shit their pants and they're going to fuck up. And those are the kinds of guys that you don't even have to really know how to play the game to beat. You could just beat them with your fighting game fundamentals. We've seen it a million times, right? So, I don't know. That's the part that's surprising to me, I wish that I don't wish that I had an Xbox because basically after Evo, you might as well flush it down the toilet, right? But, it's kind of, for those players who have an Xbox and have KI and like it, I would practice up. That's the tournament to focus on, if you ask me, unless your passion lies somewhere else. But that's just one thing I wanted to bring up about KI. So, okay, KI, that's that. What about Street Fighter? Anything interesting going on in that world? I know you went to that BET experience and played Street Fighter 5 again recently. Go ahead.
And that was Street Fighter 5. I mean, I played it at E3, and not much at E3. I played like maybe 5 to 10 games. But at the BET experience, lines were short the first day, and I got to play that thing basically all day long, and I got to watch like Combo Fiend and Gutex and all these guys play. And I got a lot of match footage. I haven't put them up yet, but essentially I got to learn more about how the game actually plays, and it was a lot of fun. There's still some questions I have about the systems, like there's no chip depth currently unless it's from a super, but like those things, they make the game play out a little bit different than I'd want it to. But a lot of the Street Fighter guys, especially the Third Strike guys, they seem to really like that. They're like, yeah, whatever, dude, I'll just, he's like, in Third Strike you repair it or whatever, it stayed alive. So I guess they're not as opposed to that. But I think the game is really fun, and I don't know why I like it so much, but I do. And it's very interesting because they're taking the game out to so many events. Like right now, it's at Anime Expo. Yeah. So last week was BET Experience. They've got it right now at Anime Expo. Next week, it's going to be at Comic-Con. Then after that, it's also going to be, I think starting today, in one of the Six Flags around the country, it's going to be there for the rest of the year. Our Six Flags will get it in 4 days. So it's going to be around for the rest of the year, basically. And of course, the beta after Evo. So Street Fighter 5, it's coming. I mean, separate from just the gameplay itself, I mean, they're talking about how you only have to buy the disc once, and then all the characters and stuff are going to be DLC packs later. And I hope that if they're going to do that, that they're going to keep with their model of like Super Street Fighter 5, Ultra Street Fighter 5. Because if they just do it like, here's a new character every 2 months, and here's a bunch of patches and shit, like, I am not going to like that shit. Yeah.
What's funny is you're mentioning about Street Fighter 5, and, that game is really put up against Tekken 7 very frequently by not only Tekken players, but Street Fighter players. And there's 2 things that I want to talk about. First of all, I think that when you put it next to Tekken 7, Street Fighter 5 definitely seems more exciting, right? It has that luster, that, like, polish, and, I think it's more exciting, too, right now, right? But what you just said, I am super duper confident that Tekken 7 will not do. They will not do the weekly patches. They will not do any of that bullshit. They are so old school and archaic that they're still working on their arcade business model. Who the fuck has ever heard of that shit? So, what's funny about Tekken 7 is those of us who really are opposed to this whole patching and nerfing and all that shit, those of us will be really satisfied because the game is gonna be the game that it is when you buy it, and it's not gonna change until a major update, if it ever changes at all, ever. So I think that's something that's really like, maybe it doesn't have the luster involved, maybe it doesn't have all that shiny shit, but it's something that veteran fighting game players can count on, and I think that's refreshing. So I don't know. I mean, right now, we were talking before the podcast started, and we were saying, okay, so if there was a Street Fighter V cabinet in front of you, and there was a Tekken 7 cabinet right in front of you, and there was no line for either game, which one would you play? I mean, it's hard, right? Not to, even as Tekken fans that we love Tekken, right? It's hard not to go for Street Fighter V because so much of it is new. Tekken is like, we already almost know a lot about it, you know? The little finite details about how things have been changed a little bit, sure, but the game function seems so similar in comparison to Street Fighter V. So yeah, it's hard not to say that, but I don't know, I think it's something that I really hope in my heart that in the end there's like an ace up Namco's sleeve and they're gonna do something big. I mean, I hope that, you know, there's gonna be a big update. Bloodline Rebellion. That update is the one I'm really looking forward to as far as Tekken goes.
Well, there's a lot of announcements coming up from them, right, in July?
Someone tell me about that. What is that all about?
They tweeted that on July 7th, which is next Tuesday, there is going to be a huge announcement regarding Tekken. I think they said Tekken 7.
Huh.
So a lot of people are speculating about that. That seems to be the hot topic right now. It's like, what are they going to announce? You know, it's like, are they going to announce the console release date? Are they going to announce that the game is going to get its update? You know, its BR version of Tekken 7 in the arcades? Or is it going to be like, it's free to play, it's out of Revolution tomorrow? You know,
yeah,
like,
right.
they did that before, man.
Oh, wow, that would be crazy. Beta test on Steam.
No, just like do the same thing with the Tekken Revolution. You know, pay quarters online to play that shit.
It's out already?
Until the game's ready for its final release later.
That would be crazy, too. You have to buy tokens for Tekken 7, and it's a free-to-play online game. You just have to buy credits. They could do it. They already did it with Tekken Resolute.
Right.
Okay, interesting. Sure. On the topic of Tekken 7, it has recently been announced that there's going to be a $30,000, or as I like to say, $30 million.
Look at this Japanese guy getting all excited.
Dude, the Japanese guys, look at the picture over here, man. These guys are fucking loving it. They're smoking Cuban cigars over there because we're giving $30K away at Evo for Tekken 7. And the funny thing is, these motherfuckers in the picture right here, they're playing Tekken 7 right now. They're practicing their asses off. And you know what they're laughing about? They're laughing about how there's no patches in sight. They don't have to worry about one fucking patch before Evo.
That's not true. That's not true. There's a patch actually coming out on July 7th too.
Boo! Down with patches. Man, what has the internet done to fighting games?
Well, I mean, patches in the arcades have not been uncommon though, right?
You're right.
Usually, balance patches like this is pretty uncommon.
For Tekken, it is
like 3 or 4 of them already.
Tekken's hasn't been a very patch heavy game, I guess. But you know, it's not that big of a deal, I don't think. Depending on the changes they make.
I don't like it. I don't like.
I don't think they'll ever take out like the armor off of a fucking armored move in the game. Like
usually the nerfs and whatever patches suck, dude. I fucking hate that stupid word. I hate the internet is fucking up fighting games, man. It's been fucking up fighting games. Jesus Christ.
We're just the old men in the room now, dude.
Yeah,
all your
just
fault.
the old men in the room. All these new kids are like 12. They're growing up with fighting games always getting patched. Like whatever, that's how it always is.
Yeah, we love patches.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been doing a study since MK10 came out. I've been like in their natural habitat, the 12-year-olds that play MK10 online only. And you know, I'm wearing my 12-year-old outfit too. You know, they don't recognize that I'm not one of them. And to be honest with you, it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice just doing fatalities over and over again. Because I'm telling you, these patches come out, they hurt everyone's butt but mine. I got unlimited armor on my butthole. They can't fucking stop me. So, all right. Tekken 7. Oh, yeah. What else? They're giving the Eliza and Lily t-shirt away free to all the people that entered Tekken 7. You know, there's been a ton of people already that have been like, dude, you got to get me one of those shirts. I want one. So, you know, those shirts are going to be
suck
sick.
my dick.
Yeah, well, you know, you got to pay the toll. SMD, you know. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I saw the design. It's kind of similar to the art style of the Oscar shirt they had last year, the Devil Oscar. Pretty cool. What else?
They have a Comic-Con panel next week, and they're going to announce... Oh, this is actually interesting. I forgot about this. So the Comic-Con panel that they announced, they said some shit about like a special guest, and Mark Man's like, it's Michael Murray. But basically, it's like they're gonna talk about the art of Tekken 7, but they also said they're gonna talk about the 20th anniversary of Tekken there. So I wonder if that announcement, July 7th, is not related to the 20th anniversary of Tekken as well.
Well, it's really hard to speculate what they're going to announce next week. There's so many things that they could announce. They could announce anything. They could even talk about Tekken Cross Street Fighter, or like, who knows what they could talk about, right? But I think that the next 2 weeks are going to be really, really big when it comes to Tekken. I think a lot of stuff will happen. I think that they probably will show or announce something about Tekken at Evo, especially considering that there's a possibility of there being a panel. You know, I don't know. Either way, it's good times right now for all fighting games. Not just Tekken, not just Street Fighter, all of them. Even Mortal Kombat. I mean, you know, I wouldn't call it good times for Mortal Kombat, but it's good times for every other fighting game, you know, right?
It's good. It's pretty good times. I mean, they got the 4th most people to show up.
Oh, that brings up, that's one thing I wanted to talk about for sure. So they talked about what the schedule is going to be. And on the Sunday schedule, the first game is Guilty Gear. Second game is Mortal Kombat. So that's probably like, we're talking 12 noon, top 8 for Mortal Kombat. And then after that, I think it's Persona, right?
Melee.
No,
Melee. Then what?
Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Again. And then Street Fighter. So that means, first things first, Tekken 7's not on that list. Persona's not on that list. Killer Instinct's not on that list. Those 3 games will likely be run all the way to their entirety before Sunday. So
yes. And and you forgot one more game as well.
Which one?
Smash Brothers for Wii U.
Which is the second highest entrance at Evo.
Yeah, that one got almost 2,000. So they got.
And it's on Saturday?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, actually, it is all on Saturday.
Yeah, it's on Saturday.
Holy mackerel!
I mean,
so Wizard said in his tweet that it has nothing to do with number of entrants or prize money. It has to do with the best show.
Yeah, the
right.
hype
So next year they should just have a 16-man invitational Marvel and put it second to last again.
What is that?
Right? I'm saying it fits all of his criteria. You know, like doesn't matter about the number of entrants, doesn't matter about the pot bonus. It's just best to show, man.
You're sounding pretty butthurt right now. What are you butthurt about?
It's kind of ridiculous. I'm saying it's ridiculous that Marvel is second to last.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
Why?
Sorry, it wasn't clear why you were pissed.
No, it's just because I don't think that. I mean, that game. I think Wizards saying that it's not about entrance and it's not about pot bonus is like kind of bullshit.
Why?
Like,
how's it bullshit?
I don't think Marvel is going to be. I mean, it's always good, obviously, right? When it gets down to top 8, but it's kind of effed up. Like, you think Smash or Melee is not going to be that good?
It's on Sunday.
Before Marvel, that's what I'm saying.
What does that have to do with anything? It's on Sunday.
I'm saying, like...
Well, if you look at it... Okay, but
listen.
listen. If you look at it from the perspective of an event organizer, right? Bodies in the room, right? You... Think about it. You want to put it Smash, Marvel, then Street Fighter because the chances of people leaving before Street Fighter are low. And that includes on stream. I mean, it goes from Smash, which is super huge, to Capcom in terms of Marvel. Chances are it'll be hype, hopefully is what they're hoping. And then Marvel people that watch all that shit, there's no way in hell they're going to leave for the biggest Capcom game of all, Street Fighter. So as far as an organizer of an entertainment event, I don't think it's a terrible idea. The only downside really is that when you say it's not about the numbers, it's not about anything, it kind of is like saying it's about whatever I want it to be about, which is only fair, right? I mean, it's they've done Evo so many times that I trust them. They do it right.
Street Fighter always last?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has been.
Well, I mean, when
is it always the best show too?
That's questionable. I mean, last year one of the best shows was the one that anime game. Yeah, Blaze Blue. Those two guys were like fucking samurais, dude. When that shit was happening, it was like they were screaming like they do in the movies and shit. It was tight. So yeah, best show is really hard to predict. But I think if you were gonna like really try to predict it, I don't know. You're kind of right. Marvel's kind of garbo.
I can't believe. I mean, to me, I feel like Street Fighter is it's good and all, but is it really like best show out of all these games that could be the Street Fighter?
It should be.
4?
Yeah, I think it is.
Because number one, it's got the
biggest pot, right?
Yeah, I think it has the biggest pot, the most players, and the most international. most international players, you know. So there's a ton of hype going into it, you know. Marvel. Here's the thing. So I kind of like I thought of a top of like the Sundays before Wizard announced it, and I thought Marvel wasn't gonna make it. I thought Marvel was gonna be on Saturday, and then I looked at it right, and I was like, this isn't right. Like I just looked at it without Marvel, and I was like,
yeah.
Marvel has always been the co-main event, you know. It's always been the co-main event to Street Fighter, and it's a good build-up too. I think what it is.
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
Marvel, you gotta remember, Marvel every year that it's been out, Ultimate Marvel or Marvel 3, never been a shitty top 8. The worst top 8 was probably the one that Flocker won. And the only reason why that was shitty was because Flocker won. You know, like everyone wanted Justin to win.
Yeah.
But
Let me
Flocker
ask
ended
you
up.
this.
Okay.
Okay. Marvel had less than 1,000 entrants this year, right?
Yes.
Okay. So next year, hypothetically, it drops to 300 or 400. It should still be second to last, right?
That's a huge hypothetical, by the way. It might not even make the Evo lineup.
Okay, well, assuming it does, and it gets 400 or 500 people in there, it should still be second to last. That's what we're saying here, right?
No, we're not, because it's a trend. You know, we have to see how it goes.
That's the thing. You have to follow the trend.
That Marvel's going down right now, man.
Last year's Marvel though, like how can you say last year's Marvel
watching
was
it is always hype.
Exactly. That is the main thing. That's the main thing you have to say. Watching it is always hype. That's
so
exactly.
When the tournament. So basically, if this tournament Marvel is hype, next year they have 200 people, whatever. It's still second to last.
You know, I don't really know what difference does it make.
But you're going in such a huge down spiral thing.
But I don't understand Wizard's tweet when he says like it's not about entrance, it's not about pot, it's about best of show. I'm saying if they have a badass show this year and 10 entrants next year, are they still second to last? Probably.
I think they'll deal with that next year.
Yeah, you know.
As of right now, they're dealing with it last
year. I'm saying that's what's happening this year. They'll deal with it next year. They could have did it this year. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
But
Ricky left. He's pissed.
Oh, the dog's barking. I wonder what's going on.
Sorry.
Dogs don't like Marvel second to last. Go on.
No, honestly, I think it should be that way. I think it should be second to last right now because they're going off of what the current, CEO just happened. And CEO is a really, really good barometer of hype levels because it just happened. It's like 3 weeks before Evo, and it has all the same shit. So I'm pretty sure they know what they're doing. You know, they just watched CEO. It just happened. It produced hype, and it's a good barometer. It's not like they... Go ahead.
You're also taking Wizard's tweet like super literal. I mean, for him to say that numbers and pots. I don't know how much about the pot bonus, but the numbers do or don't matter. I think is probably not right. I bet you numbers do obviously have a say in it, but it had enough numbers for it to warrant being on Sunday. I think is what he's trying to say.
I think that Wizard just said that to tell people to fuck off. Like, if he didn't say that, they'd be like, what about the numbers? What about the numbers? So he just said, hey, don't tell me what about the numbers. Fuck off. That's basically all he did. And it makes sense. You know, it's his event. It's their event. Whatever. They know what they're doing. I trust them. Like I said, it's not easy to run that type of an event every year, and they've done it relatively well every time. They've never had a huge hiccup. So
what do you guys think about Smash 4 versus Melee getting Saturday or Sunday treatment? Because Smash 4 has more numbers. So are they saying that Melee is funner to watch, and that's why it should be on Sunday?
I'm totally unqualified. If you put both those games in front of me, I wouldn't know which is which.
I got it. The thing is that Melee has a story, and it's built up from the previous Evos. You know, you have that, and I don't think Smash 4 has that yet. You know, I don't know. All I've heard is that this one player is hella good in Smash 4 and wins every tournament. That's all I know about the game, right? But in every other in the Melee or whatever, I hear about this little, French pastry from somewhere, doing hella good and talking mad shit.
Croissant?
Yeah, Leffen, right? And then you got that Frenchie. I think he's like Swedish or something.
Yeah, he's not French.
you got Mango, the American hero, and then you got some dude from I don't know, somewhere. I mean, it's tight. It's tight just to hear about, because these players keep showing up, and it's like I think there's a storyline there, but there's no storyline yet for Smash 4. Now, if let's say Smash 4 hypothetically has the better, top 8 and more, and people are super excited about that. Yeah. Next year could be that. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I don't know. Smash, I don't know anything about that shit. That's my bathroom break when it's time for Smash. It's time for me to go take a shit and get something to eat and get ready for Marvel. Boom! I can't wait for that shit. Evo is so close. Woo! I can't wait. Okay, so Tekken 7, we were talking about that shit. Did we miss anything? They came out with a tier list. I thought that was pretty. Oh,
Forget the tier list. What about the players coming?
yeah. There's the players coming. But yeah, forget the tier
13,
list.
13 Japanese players.
13 Japanese players. What the ganima?
And that's only from what Wonky found. There could be more hidden.
Of course there are more hidden. Why the hell wouldn't there be? I can't believe it. There's $30,000, and they have the game in Japan and Korea. Are any Koreans coming?
As far as we know, no. No Knee and no JDCR. Those are the two main ones that we know are not coming.
They're coming.
They're not coming.
For sure?
They've said.
They're coming. I don't believe it. They're Tom Brady.
You can check out the player locator thing.
You know what else
type in their name
I
and
wanted
then
to bring
find
up?
it.
Speaking of Korea, has nothing to do with Evo. They announced that they're doing Tekken Crash again, and JDCR, who streams Tekken all the time, he has said that he's not going to be streaming Tekken Tag 2 very much anymore because he wants to focus on Tekken 7. So Tekken 7 has officially become important enough in Korea to be the one to play. Like, you don't want to play it. It's become esports. Tekken Crash, for those of you who don't know, was a huge, it's a big show. It's like a TV show where all these Tekken players come out and they fight against each other. And there's all these chicks, too, Korean chicks walking around in short skirts. And there's a fat DJ, and it's really cool. So if you're a Tekken fan,
let's get hypo, everyone. Let's get hypo.
basically,
Ricky could do that.
You should do that. You are
Already
that guy.
qualified.
You know, I think you should do it. They'll like your beard.
You know, they have on that page. I went to the website about it, and it says Twitch Tekken Crash. Like Twitch letters are just as big as the Tekken Crash. So they must be streaming on Twitch finally, right?
They are, yeah. It's there.
You know what they should do?
What?
I mean, if Twitch is sponsoring this shit so big, why not have American commentators, English commentators?
Maybe they will. Who knows that they won't? Maybe they will.
I don't know that
Mark
they won't.
Man and Spooky or
July
something.
19th. Yeah, you're right. They could do that.
Oh,
I
that
don't
was the
know.
other thing too. I heard that Koreans are not coming because of Tekken Crash.
Makes sense.
Same
but-
days. July
same
19th.
days.
I
I think
Okay.
that was the main thing.
But now we know that Tekken's not on Sunday, so Tekken will be done by July 18th. Fly back to Korea for July 19th.
Yeah,
Well, I
that
think
sounds
they have
like
to
a good
sign. I
idea.
think they have to sign up and SMDs to get in at this point.
Well,
They're
you know
Korean.
what? You know what? In the end, there is no such thing as you can't get in. It just means someone else can give you their spot, right? That's what happens every fucking year. Didn't
last year-
JDCR make it in by taking Galo's spot?
Galo's, yeah, last year Galo won Evo. No one just knows.
Yeah, dude.
The
I
bracket
mean,
show Gallo.
you know, just because JDCR is not in or anyone else isn't in doesn't necessarily mean, like, you know, if they want to get in, they can't get in, right? Someone will give them their spot if they buy it at least, you know, money talks. So, anyway, anything else about Tekken, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, or any of that bullshit that we want to talk about? Or CEO, we did mention it. It was a pretty cool tournament.
Oh, we can talk. I mean, the actual players coming from Japan. I got the list. It's Yu, Nobi, Take, Subumi, Ao, Matador, Kurokuro, Zekusu, Pikosu, Double, who's the law player, Okati, and Kawada.
That's a lot of Japanese players, and a lot of those guys are really good.
Yeah. Really good.
Yeah, super good.
I heard that law player Double is the highest ranked in Japan.
Highest ranked law in Japan is coming to Evo.
And they are saying that Law is top Tanya, am I right?
Yep. And also, Matador is also playing law in this game since there's no Ganryu.
Oh, that's who I should be playing then. I should just
Law.
follow that guy's.
Yeah.
Law.
All right, teach me law.
Junkyard and Dragon Tail. Because I've been watching videos lately, and I still don't see why the hell he's top tier. I don't get it.
I don't know. There must be a reason.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, don't ask me.
You have to ask Jimmy.
I asked Kane too, and Kane would tell me all the changes. I was like, none of that sounds good.
Kane is not a good barometer on what is good and what isn't.
No,
only when he
is
plays
really
those
bad.
characters, then he's a bad barometer.
Nah, generally
Nah.
speaking.
Usually he'll tell you why your characters are really good, though, compared to his
but-
characters. And
Yeah,
he couldn't
that's a
tell me
terrible barometer.
anything.
Just ask Jimmy. He just keeps it straight with you. Just
Yeah,
tell
I
you
would.
the character
That's true.
sucks or it's good.
That's true.
Jimmy
Jimmy's
J
got
will
to
tell
be
you straight.
Is he going to be at Evo? I hope so.
Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna be at Evo. He
The
told me
American
when I
Hulk.
was in NorCal. When I was in NorCal,
yeah.
I talked to
You're
him
right.
and he said I'm gonna try to win Tekken 7.
Yeah,
he
he's
said
at-
those words. He said I'm gonna try and win Tekken 7 at Evo. So
The American Hope.
yeah,
Mr.
Jimmy
Knapp.
J is our last hope. He's Skywalker or whatever.
If you get,
Creed.
if anyone in the chat wants to stalk players and see if they're at Evo, go to that and enter a name and find them. It also shows you the
That
pools
shit.
and stuff like that too.
Yeah, pools are out for everything but Tekken 7 we mentioned. But
Beta pools, by the way, they can change. I heard I'm playing Cat Gun first round in MKX.
that's cool.
Yeah.
I gave her a lap dance once.
Yeah, I was there.
I remember that.
Yeah, that went well.
We were all there.
It went pretty well. She told me it was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool. Whatever. Anyway, that's
Wait,
cool.
that's not what she told you. What did she tell you?
She told me that she felt my nuts on her leg. That's what she
That's
told
what I
me.
remember.
Yeah, but she had a smile on her face when she told me that.
I'm just saying.
You know.
That's what I remember.
Yeah.
That's how I remember it going.
Part of the drill. Anyway, so yeah. What else? What else is there to talk about?
We could just talk about the rest of the numbers. Was it Persona 4 got the second lowest with 437. Tekken 7 got 458, which was pretty surprising considering.
That's a grip for a game that's not out.
Yeah. Marvel got fourth lowest with 816. Guilty Gear almost broke the 1,000 mark with 916.
Nice.
which is
That's a
big
huge
for them.
accomplishment too.
Yeah, I mean they got a ton of Japanese players showing up for that too. Then you got
Nice.
Mortal Kombat, Melee, Wii U Smash, and then the big gun. 2,227 people for Ultra Street Fighter 4.
And it came out in 2008 on arcades.
It's fucked up too because with that many people, you have to have like 2,000 buys because they just passed that border of like
yeah,
yeah, the
2048. Yeah.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
it's fucked up. You have to have 2,000 buys now.
Man,
Good job.
2,000 people for Street Fighter 4. The game came out such a long time ago. You know what the reason why Street Fighter 4 should be the last game every time is? Because it's like chess at this point. Everyone knows how chess works, and everyone knows how Street Fighter works. It's very familiar to all fighting game fans. So, I mean, it's just an unstoppable freight train right now, And they're coming out with the Street Fighter 5 beta test. So huge. So huge. I can't wait for that. What is that, like a week after Evo?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I got a pre-order.
That's crazy. I mean, you know how many people are going to pre-order that shit? That's out of control. Are you guys going to pre-order on PC or PS4? I'm going to do PS4.
I think it's PS4 only.
Are you
I don't
sure?
The Steam beta access is at a different time, probably.
Oh.
Yeah, I heard the
But
Steam
the one
one
that
is.
they announced is PS4.
Okay, good. That's better. I feel like it'll be more stable anyway. So
Where are you gonna get your stick from? Oh yeah, maybe they might have the workaround thing where you
Oh,
can plug it
shit.
over.
they
didn't even think
said,
about
didn't
that.
they announce it that it works?
I don't know.
I
I think
heard
that was
that
only
it
for.
was-
Oh.
I think that was only for Ultra Street Fighter 4.
Oh. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully they get that sorted out. If not, I'll shine the Markman signal in the sky and see what happens. But, that's going to be that. I think that's a big deal. And I hope that the announcement they have next week for Tekken 7, I hope it's something like that. Like you said, either we're going to do an early access or we're going to do something. I
The
want
game is
that.
out
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, speaking of which, they're talking about the announcement, and Wonky, he found out that the arcade version is getting like a balance patch on the 7.
Mhm.
And he was like, on Twitter, he's like, is this their big update? And the Markman replied and was like, the update is going to be huge. So, it's not going to be just that little patch. We'll see what it is, I guess.
Huge, huh?
It's going to be huge. It's 5 days away.
That's super close, Internet.
Mm.
It could be huge. It could be a T-shirt. It could be a huge T-shirt. I don't know. I don't know what it could be. All right. What else? Anything else? Are we missing anything here? They have contacted some people for. Mark announced it. They contacted me for commentary at Evo. I'm not sure who else, but I just know that they're starting to get that sorted out.
Can you say what and who and where you're commentating, or is it?
I don't know a schedule yet, but I can tell you that what they did is they sent out a questionnaire asking what games I felt comfortable with and asking
Nice.
for my information and stuff like that. And so, I mean, the only reason I'm saying it comfortably is because I already saw Markman announce that he's going to be doing commentary at Evo, so it should be okay to at least mention that. They have not. I can't
You
wait.
sound like a snitch.
I'm more excited about finding out who's commentating what than I am about anything else about Evo. I'm really excited about that. I can't wait for that. So that's that. Evo's coming up. It's 2 weeks away. Next week is Comic-Con. Going to be a huge event for Tekken specifically, which is what I think. I'm thinking about at least. The plan is right now to have a podcast next Thursday, but the following Thursday, which is Evo Thursday, I don't think that we'll be able to do that because we're all going to be gone. But the following Wednesday, which is the day before that, is Watson's hearing with the mayor of Azusa. So I don't know how that's going to happen or what's going to happen there. But if I'm available, if we're not leaving, and when I say we're the group of guys that I go with, if we're not leaving on Wednesday, then I'll be there if they want me there. I'll be at the mayor of Azusa thing. And other than that, I can't really think of anything else that I'm forgetting. It's going to be episode 100 of this podcast after Evo. So our Evo wrap-up episode will also be episode 100. I haven't decided what we're going to do, but I don't know, something special. Maybe we'll all pull our hot dogs out or some shit. We'll see. But anything else?
It sounds like a good way to go out.
Yeah, just go out on top.
Internet sword fight.
Yeah. Huge. I'll tell you one thing. Ricksta does not have a huge announcement on that podcast.
No.
That's for sure.
No.
Neither of us do, I think. Okay, so anything else? Go ahead and plug your stuff before we call someone a bitch. You go ahead, Ricky.
Follow me Twitch, Twitter at ricksteeezy, ricksteeezy. I haven't streamed in a while, but
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
something. Yeah, I just
Excuses.
Your refrigerator's not working now, or what?
yeah. The
You
refrigerator's
can't put your
broken
fucking
down.
capture
I
card
can't
in
put
your
my
fridge.
capture card in the refrigerator.
You gotta keep
I
it
might
fresh.
stream. No
I don't wanna know.
guarantees. No guarantees, but I might stream tomorrow from a place not here. So.
Whoa, that sounds intriguing. Rip, go ahead.
You guys can catch me on Twitch at Level Up Your Game. My YouTube channel is also Level Up Your Game. I'm going to be uploading the matches I recorded from Street Fighter 5, and they're pretty funny matches, so it should be interesting. Check them out, youtube.com, Level Up Your Game.
Excellent. I hope I'm not forgetting anything else.
I looked over my list, and we hit up pretty much everything.
Every topic. There might be some minor stuff that we're forgetting, but that's going to wrap it up for that. But what are the bitch callings? You guys have bitch callings? I mean, I kind of did it already,
So
but
many.
I gotta. My bitch callings are Compton and Godspeed. I mean, that's just the way it is. I like those guys. They're cool. I'll shake their hands every time, high fives and north-south positions. But that doesn't change. Me liking them in the real world does not change my opinion of their skills. And in this case, it's commentary skills, but it could be about Mortal Kombat skills or any other kind of skills. And in this case, it's commentary skills. I think that, it's funny because a lot of people blame patching and stuff, but that, having really not hype commentary and really slow kind of like unexciting commentary can also assist in the demise of a game. You need the show to be a good show. And I feel like, CEO could have been hyper even if it meant them talking a little bit of shit or something, saying something. With all that Tanya flying around, I don't know. I was shocked that I was so bored at the top 8 of CEO.
I don't agree with that decision.
Yeah, I don't agree with that decision. What? When did that even start becoming a thing? I don't agree with that?
Somebody heard Tom Brady doing commentaries. What happened?
Oh, yeah. Tom Brady's thing is he did the wrong combo. That's the wrong combo. You got to do the right combo. Don't do the wrong combo. That's the wrong combo. It's a full combo. Yeah, exactly. It'll be like a full combo that put him in the corner and did like 38%. It's like, nope, wrong combo. And it was for the kill. Like, nope, wrong combo. Anyway, yeah, that's my bitch calling. I mean, it's not like, yeah, that's my bitch calling. Go ahead.
That's a good one. That's a good one, man.
You guys are a couple of pussies.
We
That
should,
was a
we
good
should-
one.
Can we just start calling out other commentators then?
Sure, yeah, why not? I mean,
Bibulous.
well, yeah. I mean, dude, that's no news. Bibulous.
I
I
know,
mean, he's a
but
cool guy too, man. I like
I-
Bibulous.
I don't know
Well,
him
man,
very well.
Commentary.
but I've never had his comment. It's like, I think he's just drunk all the time when
He
he's up
yells
at
a
mic.
lot.
Yeah.
He yells a shit.
You know, here's my issue though, because when Bibulous when he did some commentary, like especially for Soul Calibur 5, right? And he actually talked about what he saw on the screen and the game.
yeah.
He was actually really insightful and really good, but that was like 5% of the time. Another 95% of the time was a lot of, oh no,
Yeah.
and just yelling, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, he's drunk.
he yells a lot.
Yeah, so-
I mean, that's the thing. He's an old school guy. He's been around a long time, and he understands fighting game concepts, like, well. It's just, you know, I mean, commentary. I don't know.
I mean,
not the
commentary is not
easiest.
easy.
No.
So I'm not gonna say like, don't ever jump on. Just,
Don't ever jump on. Is basically what you're saying.
Jump on.
Don't do
Ricky,
it.
good strategies.
And let's face it, commentary is hella fucking easy, dude. You just gotta act natural. You gotta be Miles Davis, dude. These guys don't fucking act natural at all. That's the problem. And you know when you don't act natural, it's like it shows so bad. I said it the other day in a quick tweet, but commentary is just like being on a first date or like trying to, you know, when you're out on a date with a girl, you want to be charming, you want to be charismatic because you want to get laid, right? That's the way it works. It's the same thing. You got to be sharp, you got to be charismatic, never a dull moment. You got to have backup, topics to talk about if there's going to be an awkward silence. You got to have these strats ready to go, man. These are things you got to have ready to roll. If you're a fucking commentator and you have to put on a suit, if you put on a suit to commentate, you better be thinking about this shit, Before you go up there, you got to have strats. And I don't see good strats there. I
feel like you're putting a lot of effort into something where you're not gonna get laid at the end.
Well, yeah, it's not gonna. You have to treat it like
you're about to get laid, but
perhaps that's the part that's hard. You have to really pretend like at the end of this commentary session, I'm gonna get laid. You have to perform as though you're gonna get laid. So I don't know. I mean. It's I guess whatever, dude. It's a skill though. It's a skill and you can improve at it. That's for sure. Everyone who sucks at it or people say you suck at it, it's you have to improve. It's a skill for sure.
It's been how many years since you talked about doing your tutorial on commentary, dude?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll write a book. I'll write a book in the end,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But it's been a while. They talked about it. The first Evo that was ever streamed was the one Evolution, I think 2006. Isn't that crazy? And I did commentary at that Evo for Soul Calibur 4. That was the first time I ever did it, I think.
Wait, that's 100% wrong, by the way.
Why?
Soul Calibur 4 was not out in 2006.
Soul Calibur 4? Oh.
I think you're thinking about the actual real stream. What they were talking about in 2006 was just like a bootleg camera in the middle, and it was like the first ever stream ever even like thought of on the internet.
Like Thomas Edison was streaming.
Yeah, like you weren't like that shit was revolutionary back then.
I'm not sure on the year, but the year they had Soul Calibur 4, I think was the year that that was the first time I did commentary at a major, at least.
Yeah.
So
that was like in 2010, I think.
No,
9 or 10.
No way.
9 or 10.
Yeah. It had
10 was.
No, it was 2009.
Yeah.
10 was definitely streamed.
Yeah, that's right.
Soul Calibur 4 was in 2009?
Yeah, because it came out the same year that Tekken 6 came out, right? But 6 never came out on console until 2010.
Wow, that's crazy.
2009,
It seems like a longer time ago. Man, it's it's been a long time. This is going to be my 14th or something Evo. I don't even know what Evo it is, but there's been a lot of them.
All right, something we didn't mention on the show, but it was announced today was that the golden TE sticks are back.
Ooh,
What?
What?
Wait.
So and this time it's not just for Street Fighter. Top 3 in every game get
wow.
And it's the new TE, so that's cool.
Wow, that is really cool.
Those are the kind of prizes that I think are the most.
I'm so mad.
Why? Oh, you didn't get.
The year they did it, I got top 2. And they gave me a VLX, not a gold TE.
You sound just like Tom Brady right now. You sound just like Tom Brady right now.
Man, I should have a gold TE, all right?
Come on, man.
Man, come on.
Come on, man. Come on,
Gold
man. Who's a bitch?
Gold
Did you guys
TE.
call anyone a bitch? You guys are a couple of pussies? Oh, I guess
called
Ricksta
someone
said
a bitch.
Bibulus. Who's your bitch called?
Yeah,
Man.
Come on, man.
No, whoever did not give me a gold TE back then, you're a bitch.
Oh, boy.
God, commentary, you're still a
Internet,
bitch.
give this guy a reverse Goro, please. His bitch calling is bottom Tanya. Internet, that's gonna.
That's my characters always in NRS. You're a bitch.
Okay, that's more like it. I'm listening. Wait a minute. I was gonna shut it off. Give him a minute. NRS is a bitch. Who else?
Whoever didn't give me that gold TE stick, Godspeed commentary, NRS patchers.
Okay, sounds good. Internet, that's gonna wrap it up. We'll see you when we see you. Take
Nice
care.